Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is RJ. So today we're dropping into Gala Games and checking out Townstar. It's going to be the second competition in Mayhem, and we're going to be looking at the new meta, which is mirrors. So keep watching. Hey guys, okay, so we are about to get into the second week of Mayhem, and the meta is mirrors. Now, I don't know how to explain this without sounding like a complete freaking idiot. So basically, I went in on the Sunday. I started my build. I basically recorded, I think it was about an hour and 25 minutes of video explaining how to start and all that kind of stuff. And then when I came to edit it, I suddenly realized that for that first hour and 20 minutes, I hadn't got my mic switched on. So all that was a complete waste of time. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly talk through what I did. It won't take long. So basically in that hour and 20 minutes, all I was doing was essentially collecting cash. Because the way I have to play the game is I sort of start up on here in the UK at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and basically I will get my fuel depot up and running, and then I will add a few things to my tile purely with the idea of building cash. So basically what I did was I set up 5 windmills making sugar. That is basically because sugar was boosted for this meta. I had 8 sheep selling wool right next to one of the rivers, so that is passive for water, so obviously that means they're making wool a lot faster. And then once I'd built up with those 2 things, once I'd built up about $500,000 or whatever it is, cash in the game, I then added 2 pottery factories, and I was making ceramic mugs with them because that is something else that had also been boosted in the meta. And then basically what I did then from that point was I let that run until I hit about 11 million cash. And then from that point, with that amount of money, I was able to then go on and complete the rest of the build. So that is just a quick summary of how I started. Obviously, everybody has different ways of starting. You might have a particular product or products you like to start with, which you know will give you a really good amount of cash. And obviously, you know, the reason why I have to do it in steps is because for me, the meta doesn't start until the evening, so I only have a few hours before I go to sleep. Then the next morning, or the next day, which is Wednesday, I'm out all day at work. So that's why I then allow, you know, I can allow my town to just run, and then when I come home, there will be X amount of millions in the bank, and that's ready for me to then start building, and then finish building on on the Thursday. So start building on the Wednesday evening, finish building on the Thursday, and then obviously, you know, tweak it and that through the competition. Okay, so that's just a rundown of what I did at the beginning. Now, from now on, you can watch the rest of the video. You'll be able to see what I do, and obviously you'll get commentary as well. Thank you for listening to that, and I'm very sorry. Okay guys, so welcome back to day 2 of our build. This is where we're at now. Obviously, basically, we ended up at the end of yesterday with a certain amount of sheep down the left-hand side. I think it was about 4. We had our 5 or 6 windmills. You can see that we've got rid of those now. We have put in 4 power stations up here. These are obviously going to supply our mines with power, so they become passive So there's no need for our miners to go and get electricity. The big, obviously, thing with that is it's just time saving. You know, and as always with any of these competitions, the faster you can be producing stuff, the faster you're going to earn those stars and the quicker you're going to move up the leaderboard. So that is basically what we've done there. We've added in some more lumber mills. So we're going to end up with, this one's not been built yet, so we're going to end up with 4 lumber mills. We've got 3 silica factories. Obviously I've paved this road. These are my panning sites, which I've had a bit of a mare with, because it turned out that that apparently shade affects panning sites, which I have no idea how in the real world shade affects panning sites. For those of you that are, say, hobbyist panners or anything like that, if you can explain to me how shade affects panning sites, then I would be quite interested to know that. Obviously post it below the video. We've got our ore, our silver ore storage here, which is obviously very close to our panning sites. I've also put in 3 bunkhouses. So each one of these bunkhouses I think contains two panners. I'm probably going to extend this out and have some more panning sites. I'm going to be putting my forges just up the top here, which I've not added yet because I'm waiting for everything else to be completed. Okay, so that's bringing you guys up to speed. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to basically pause the video, and then we're going to come back once this is all completed and then sort of start to move forward. Okay, so keep watching. Okay guys, so welcome back. You'll see that quite a lot has changed. Obviously all our power stations are fully up and running. I did add an extra oil pump down here. We've also added 3 art deco or decor factories. We've added 3 glass factories. Now the glass factories, possibly I might add another 1 or 2. I've left a space up here, so if I want to add 1, that means that they're going to be closer to obviously the warehouses, and if push comes to shove I can add a 1 or 2 down here. Possibly might end up having to add another lumber mill down there as well. We have added extra warehouses along the front. We've added a few more mines, not completely right the way across yet, but that might well come. At the moment I'm sort of just tweaking and playing around with things. One of the things that was holding back my mines was the lack of water, as we only had 1 tower. I've now just added 4 in here, and the great thing is, because water towers apparently don't affect trees in the way of shade, so you can put them right next to your line of trees and you still got green trees, which is absolutely brilliant. So we're going to add these in here, running. And they're all running optimal, apart from that one, apparently. So let's get rid of that. So those 3 are going to be running optimal. Obviously, we could drop 1 in here, like put a road here or something like that, and put 1 there if we wanted, because I think that's got 4 water. I thought this had, because you only need 3. I thought that had enough. Let's have a look. Oh, 2. Yeah, so that is, yeah, for some weird reason I thought that was that had a 3 there, but yeah, and you got 4 there, you see, so you could put 1 in there if you wanted to. I've added 3 more panning sites. We've got 3 forges up and running, and everything seems to be working cool. I've added in a load more lumberjacks. Obviously anything here, things like lumberjacks, will be turned into loggers later on, but right now I'm just sort of trying to get the build up and running, and then I'll switch things around later. I've also added in a forklift because I found even just having 2 workers just was not enough. So I've added a forklift in. What I might actually do is get rid of this worker and add a second forklift in, just, you know, just basically to speed things up. I mean, the thing is it's basically, most of this stuff up here will not need energy. It's just basically while I'm building stuff. So I might well just end up with one forklift, which is zooming back and forth, grabbing the clay. But right now I've sort of gone for the 2. And that sort of, and we're out of the 11.1 or 11.2 million we started with. We've still got 6.5 million left. Obviously, we have been selling stuff. So, but that goes to show that, you know, I mean, obviously this build is not fully finished, but we've still added a lot of stuff in. And we're still, you know, with that 11 million, we've still been sorted. Absolutely no problem. Obviously, I've got my silica up and running. What you have got to bear in mind is with the silica, because you're in the forest and you're not by the sea, you're by a river, so therefore there is absolutely no sand whatsoever. The best your silica will do is about 2 minutes, if I can find one. Yeah, so it's the red. That's the best it can do in the area. So you might well want to add, I mean, I've added 3. You might want to add more. Like, I might want to get rid of that and add another one in there. You could possibly need anything up to like 6 or something like that to be making sure that you're producing enough silica. Right now, obviously, at this point in the build, this is sort of what I'm using. But like I say, it's not finished. And the other thing that I will be doing is doing a thorough test. So at the end of the video, when we sort of look at the finalized build, I can say to you, yes, this is definitely going to produce X amount of mirrors every hour. That's, you know, that's the one thing with, I mean, that's something that Dubstep Rod does very well. He does seem to test his build really thoroughly, which, you know, is absolutely brilliant. Obviously making sure that you guys get what he's saying that he's giving you, and I'm going to try and do the same here. So anyway, that's at the point we're at now. So I'm going to go away, change a few things, and then I'll come back. So keep watching. Hey guys, okay, so here we are back with the final part of this video. So we're going to be looking at the final build. I am going to be telling you how much this is going to be making per hour. So let's get into it. Okay, so here we go. So this is basically my final build. Now, I am a type of person that I guess I overbuild stuff because I'm never ever too bothered with having sort of overspill or anything like that, because the way I look at it is, if I'm producing too much of something, then I will just sell that, and then I'll just, even though you're only collecting maybe a small amount of stars per sale, is the fact that you're still collecting stars while you're waiting, and obviously you're still collecting money while you're waiting for your main product to be sold. So this build will give 15, or I think it's actually just over 15 mirrors per hour. I did run this for about three and a bit hours, and it was around about 15.4 mirrors per hour. But obviously, like I say, you know, you are selling you're selling silver, you're selling chromium, you're selling I'm trying to think what else you're selling. You can sell fuel as well with this build. So like I say, I sort of just, you know, it's old school. I just throw it all together, and for me, that does the job. But obviously, a lot of you out there might look at this and say, well, you know, it could be a lot better. But you know, I don't know. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts in the post below the video. But at the end of the day, like I say, it has been a while since I've done a build for you guys, so I just thought I'd put this together. I have tested it. Tell me what you think. Okay, so let's have a look at it. So we will come out. So there you go. Obviously, I mean, there's spaces all over the place. It's not a massively refined build, but like I say, this as it is, it will produce just over 15 per hour. But the thing is as well, because there's so much space on the map, there's massive scope to upgrade this, or essentially get more out of it if you know what you're doing. And yeah, and I think for me, I'm happy with it. You know, I think I think 15 is not a bad per hour. I just want to say a bit of a shout out, because obviously I know I've been away from making builds for quite some time. I'm not trying to be in competition with dubstep. The way I look at it is that everybody has different ways of approaching things, and you might look at something in my build and think, wow, that would work really well in dubstep's build, and vice versa. You know, it's like I say, I'm not trying to be in competition with him. I'm just decided to sort of get back into Townstar more than I have done in the recent past, and I just thought I would start getting back into actually creating builds for you guys to use. So anyway, like I say, let me know what you think in the post below the video. I really appreciate any kind of feedback, just so you know when I do another build, which will probably be next week for the third week of Mayhem. You know, I can maybe bring those ideas that you give me into that build. Let me just quickly, I've just come straight into this, so let's just quickly have a look actually if we've got any sort of numbers here. No, there's obviously we haven't got anything for that, but like I say, I can guarantee you I did run this for about 3 or so hours, and it does settle out at about 15.4 mirrors per hour. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it. I hope it really helps you in the competition. Good luck with the competition to everybody. And like I say, post below the video any questions or any ideas. Be really helpful. If you can smash that like button, please, it really does support my channel, which then helps me make more content to help you. So take care, have a great rest of your week, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.